Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches: Colorado Rockies vs Cincinnati Reds, San Diego Padres vs St. Louis Cardinals, Los Angeles Dodgers vs Miami Marlins, and Seattle Mariners vs Cleveland Indians, which are happening on Saturday, May 15, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out my Patreon in the link down below. My new Patreon is a way for me to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. Now I am going to start off by talking about Colorado Rockies vs Cincinnati Reds match. The Reds got off to a fast start this season, but they have cooled off since and now find themselves a game under .500. They have lost 2 of their last 3 games and sit in 3rd place in the NL Central standings, 4.5 games behind St. Louis. They will try to get back on track with a win over the Rockies, which will move them within 3.5 games of the division-leading Cardinals. The Rockies can't lose this series if they keep putting up runs like they've been doing. They have heaped 9+ runs on the scoreboard in their last 2 outings against the Reds. That kind of offensive production obviously isn't sustainable, but it does make you wonder how long the Rockies are capable of pulling it off, especially with the Reds coming off back-to-back losses. One thing is certain: this series is a wrap if the Reds fail to get defensive stops. The Rockies are averaging 8.08 hits per game with 4.71 runs. So they are clearly overachieving against the Reds in this series. Jhoulys Chacin would love to be the arm that keeps the Rockies headed in the right direction with a 5.84 ERA and 1.78 WHIP. He is still searching for his first win of the season on the mound. However, Tyler Mahle being on the mound will finally give the team a fighting chance. He can stand his ground and hold off some of the ridiculous scoring. If you can limit the scoring, you can beat the Rockies. Colorado is ready to take a punch to land a knockout of their own. That philosophy has worked to great effectiveness against the Reds because they've been able to score so frequently. But what happens when Mahle turns down the offensive temperature? What happens when the Rockies can't run up the score? My betting advice for that game is to pick Cincinnati Reds. In his last start against the Colorado Rockies, Wainwright struck out 5 batters over 8 1/3 scoreless innings with 3 hits and 3 walks in a 2-0 win. The 39-year-old veteran hurler has put together an impressive season given his age and velocity dip, with a 3.80 ERA and 1.22 WHIP over 7 starts. The lack of velocity has forced Wainwright to adjust by generating a lot of soft contact, which he did a lot of against Colorado. He has 42 strikeouts while only allowing 12 free passes. Opposing batters are hitting a paltry .245 against Wainwright while slugging .399. He has done well against the current Padres lineup, but Manny Machado and Victor Caratini each have a homer off Wainwright. Cardinals are playing good baseball in May, going 7-3 in their last 10 games. The offense has been in the middle of the pack based on major league standards, but timely hits and solid pitching have propelled them. Chris Paddack will get the nod for the 7th time of the year. Paddack was solid in his latest effort, posting 3 scoreless innings against the Giants, finishing with a no decision and an 11-1 Padres victory. The third-year right-hander has squandered at least 3 runs in 3 of his 7 outings and owns a 4.78 ERA and a 1.41 WHIP along with a 1-3 record in 26.1 innings pitched. Paddack has limited St. Louis to only 2 runs, 1 earned, in 9.2 career innings. San Diego is playing without Tatis Jr. and Will Myers, who have landed on the IL with COVID. Eric Hosmer and Jurickson Profar are also out of the lineup due to contact tracing but can return once cleared. The Padres are 4-2 in their last 6 home clashes entering Friday night. Padres starter Chris Paddack returned from the injured list on Sunday against the Giants and fired 3 scoreless innings, showing some better movement on his pitches than 11 days prior. The second-year right-hander has a 4.78 ERA and 1.41 WHIP through 26.1 innings pitched. Opposing batters are hitting .269 against Paddack and slugging .426. Before going on the injured list, he struggled in 2 starts against the Backs and Brewers, giving up 8 runs and 12 hits. Paddack will try and avoid Nolan Arenado and Tommy Edman on Saturday. They each have a homer against him in 9 total at-bats. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games overall entering Friday night. I expect them to overcome the absences of Tatis Jr. and Will Myers thanks to their incredible pitching staff. Padres starter Chris Paddack tossed 3 shutout innings in his previous start and has limited the Cardinals to only 2 runs, 1 earned, in 9.2 career innings. San Diego's bullpen is incredible as well as they continue to lead the NL in ERA. Adam Wainwright has also been better this season than Chris Paddack, even if there are questions if that can continue. The Padres should be favored for obvious reasons. My betting advice for that game is to pick San Diego Padres. Miami is a team that tends to play in a lot of low-scoring games this season, but that was not the case on Friday as the Marlins allowed 8 runs in the second inning and couldn't quite recover despite chipping away. Adam Duvall's 3-run homer got Miami back in the game in the third while Garrett Cooper had a pair of run-scoring hits through 5 innings, yet it wasn't enough as the Marlins left the bases loaded in the 8th. Los Angeles got off to a 13-2 start this season and looked like the team that won the World Series in 2020. The Dodgers went into a major slump after that, going 4-14 in their next 18 games. They have finally started to recover, winning 3 of their last 4 games coming into this series. Los Angeles swept Seattle in a 2-game series earlier this week before having the day off on Thursday. Despite the long rough patch, the Dodgers still rank 8th in the MLB with a team batting average of .243. Third baseman Justin Turner leads the team with 39 hits, including 7 homers. Bauer is arguably the team's ace and has been excellent in his 2 home starts this season. The Dodgers lineup has the most power of any team in the MLB and they are facing a pitcher who is not normally in the Marlins rotation. Los Angeles has been excellent at home against bad teams. This is another chance for them to beat up on the Marlins. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Los Angeles minus 1.5. It's been a disastrous few weeks for the Dodgers after starting the season 13-2, but they have now won 3 straight games for the first time in a month thanks to pushing across 8 runs in the second inning on Friday. A.J. Pollock opened the festivities with an RBI single before Austin Barnes and Mookie Betts added run-scoring doubles, and Max Muncy capped off the huge inning with a 3-run homer. The Marlins have scored 14 runs in their last 3 games and 3 or less runs in 6 of their last 9 games. The Marlins have lost 7 of their last 9 games when scoring 3 or less runs. Jesus Aguilar leads the Marlins with 37 hits and 32 RBI, while Miguel Rojas and Corey Dickerson have combined for 69 hits and 22 RBI. The Miami Marlins didn't announce a starting pitcher at the time this article was published. The Dodgers have scored 22 runs in their last 3 games and 4 or more runs in 5 of their last 7 games. The Dodgers have won 6 of their last 8 games when scoring 4 or more runs. Justin Turner leads the Dodgers with 39 hits and 23 RBI, while Corey Seager and Chris Taylor have combined for 69 hits and 35 RBI. Trevor Bauer gets the ball, and he is 3-2 with a 2.50 ERA and 67 strikeouts this season. Bauer is 2-0 with a 4.11 ERA and 14 strikeouts in his career against the Marlins. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 7.5. Despite Friday night's loss, the Indians have been on an absolute tear lately and are now only a game back of the Chicago White Sox in the NL Central. They're currently sitting on a 21-15 record, second place in the division, and have won 11 of their last 14 ball games. That's an impressive feat considering that Cleveland was only 8-8 on April 20th and was mired in a 4-game losing streak. They were even on a 4-game winning streak before losing to Seattle Friday. So, why the big turnaround for the Indians? The answer, in short, is pitching. Their pitchers only allow 3.73 runs per 9 innings, third best in the majors, and they're only allowing a .213 batting average to opposing hitters, which ranks 5th overall. They've also got the 8th best ERA at 3.34, and their 9.67 strikeouts per 9 innings are ranked 9th in the league. While their offense hasn't been their strength, it still has done its fair share to contribute, as their 8.68 strikeouts per 9 innings is the 6th lowest in MLB, while their 1.27 home runs per game are 8th overall. The series with the Indians started off with high hopes after the Mariners announced that prime prospects Logan Gilbert and Jarred Kelenic would make their long-awaited MLB debuts for the Mariners in the weekend's early goings. Things didn't start great for either on Thursday, with Kelenic going 0-4 from the leadoff position and Gilbert taking the loss after allowing 4 runs and 5 hits in 4 innings of work. Game 2 was much stronger for not only Kelenic but for the Mariners as a whole. Kelenic went 3-4 with 3 RBI, including a home run, while offensive leader Mitch Haniger homered, as well to contribute 2 RBI. Haniger has been leading the offensive across most categories so far this year, and it was a welcome sign to see them get going heading into Saturday and Sunday's games. Haniger leads the team with 11 home runs and 29 RBI, and a team-high .252 batting average. Kyle Seager is another key figure in the lineup, as evidenced by his home run on Friday, and will look to keep his momentum going into Saturday's matchup. The two are able to protect each other in the lineup and will be a difficult pitching task for Sheffield, who hasn't been the sharpest on the year, especially against playoff caliber competition. McKenzie is coming off the best start of his career so far and will be carrying that confidence and momentum over into Saturday's start, which isn't good news for the Mariners. Seattle is already relying a lot on Kelenic to perform, which is dangerous given his inexperience. Additionally, the Mariners need their power bats to produce to win games. My betting advice for that game is to pick Indians. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.